In Chapter 5, you learned about design layers, classes, viewports, and sheet layers, and how we can use these different concepts to create drawings. In this exercise, you will find two design layers, a layout and a floor structure. The floor structure is all the subfloor framing, joists, piles, and so on, and the layout is the information on top of it. There's my floor structure, and there's my layout. We also have several classes. These classes are used to control the visibility of the different objects. I'd like you to use the layers and the classes to create a sheet layer. Here's the drawing I'd like you to make. I'd like you to create an overall plan. I'd like you to create a floor joist layout, and I'd like you to create an elevation. I'd also like you to put the dimensions and the annotation and the title block. This is a good practice, and it builds on what you learned in Chapter 5. If you find it difficult to create these viewports and sheet layers and annotate them, I suggest you go back to Chapter 5 in my manual and refresh your memory on how to make them. In this movie, I'm going to show you very quickly how to create these viewports, but I will not be showing you everything. Here is your exercise file. So let's start by creating the layout. Go to the top plane view. Now create the viewport to show this part of the work. Choose the layers you want to use. Choose the classes you want to use, and then create your viewport. Annotate your viewport. Remember to include a drawing label, and turn off any classes that you don't need. There are several ways to create the next viewport. You can certainly go back to your design layers, but don't forget about the techniques that I showed you where you can duplicate a viewport and then edit it. Add the annotation you need, and then go back to your design layer, change to an elevation view, and create your last viewport. Remember that this viewport wants to show multiple layers, so make sure you've turned those on in your object info palette. Add the annotations, and finally add the title block. And that should give you this drawing. I didn't show you every step that you need to go through. All those steps are covered in the Essentials tutorial manual. These are techniques that you will use on almost every drawing you create, so they're worth practicing. Thank you for watching. For the leader in Vectorworks training and manuals, visit learn.archoncad.com.